out down there is recording. Yeah. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, first off, we want to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach them real well. Peace and blessings to the brothers scattered throughout the four corners, keeping His word in truth and sincerity. Man, we're just going to go into, we have a topic, but, whatever the Spirit flows, pretty much going into how, like the brother that was me and Baspa was talking, as long as if you preach this word and stay rooted, then you have that covering from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Right.
Which Yahweh is the Lord, the Most High, and Yahweh Shai is who the world calls Jesus, knows as Jesus Christ. Okay, so as long as we have that faith and belief and the correct doctrine, then the Lord is going to have that covering on us, right? I'm going to get that one.
Yeah, Con. I'm going to start with Genesis real quick. With 65, Noah.
You can get Psalm 90.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the book of Genesis. When the Most, because Noah was moved with fear, man. When the Most High was visiting Noah, like you go to the book of Luke, it says to compel them. The word compel means to threaten. So the Lord threatened Noah in a sense because it repented the Lord to make the people back then. That's why He destroyed it with water, man. So Noah moved with fear. And the Most High told Noah to build an ark. So when you go build an ark, you got to gather particular things to be able to build something, man. So this is, I think it's in 18. Genesis, and we're, Genesis 5, 6 and 14. Make thee an ark of gopher wood, rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shall pitch it within and without the pitch. So when Noah heard that word, he moved with fear to go out and to build an ark. Remember, he meant to go and build that ark. Now I'm going to jump over to 2 Corinthians 13 and 10, and it reads, Therefore I write these things, being absent, lest being present I should use sharpness according to the power which of the Lord have given me to edification and not to destruction. Did not He took Noah and his family in exchange for the world, like I spoke of in Sirach? So the word edification here is G3619, Okadome, the act of building. So we come in the spirit of Noah, the act of building who? To build up the elect, to gather the elect, the lively stones that the scriptures speak of, man. And it says not to your destruction. So as long as we teach this doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, stick to what we've been taught from our apostles and elders, Lord, really with those men to endure to the end, the Lord will keep us protection over the men that's building on their right foundation, man. And not having another man to come up some other way. You got to come through the straight gate and build. You have to be able to build, man. So we gathering the elect, the lively stones of the Most High. So we gathering what? Jerusalem. We're building up Jerusalem at the end of the day.
I got one real quick. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 46. And it reads, Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's going into preaching this word, man. You know what I'm saying? Blessed is that man, that servant, which Lord willing, we're one of those servants. We're among that number. It says, blessed is that servant whom the Lord, when he cometh, talking about Yahweh Shai during the time of his return, which is at hand, is close, shall he find so doing, man. What are you going to be doing? You're going to be sitting on your leaves, or you're going to be putting in this work, man? You know what I'm saying? But blessed is the man that's doing this work, man. We out here to keep ourselves from a destruction, like the priest said, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's right. So you have to understand the foundation that you're building on too. Like the brother me and Baspa were talking. You know what I'm saying? You can't just build on any foundation that you seem fit. You know what I'm saying? Like the foundation we have is under Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and that's under that stony, that hard, level surface, smooth, made of marble maybe. You know what I'm saying? But then you got these other dudes that be building on sand, building on dirt. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, can we get that in Luke? It's in Luke the 6th chapter. I think it's like towards the end, like 48, 47, somewhere around there. You know, because you gotta understand, you gotta have the truth, man. You can't just be building it on top of anything, man. Because that building, all that stones that you're sitting and building on that foundation, if it's not a firm foundation, it's gonna eventually fall.
Right.
You know, so us being on top on that stone, rooted with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know, we have that firm foundation to where if the wind comes blowing, or if the flood comes, like roaring waters and everything, rain, it's not gonna fall. Somebody got it?
I got it. Yeah, this is Luke chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 46. And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say?
Which is going back to what this brother's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't preaching the truth. Isn't that something that I commanded?
Right.
Isn't that something that was told unto you to do?
Right.
But all you want to do is talk about Great Millstone. All you want to do is talk shit about the apostles, elders, just finding it. But you ain't edifying nobody. No, that's gonna be you in that day, man. Yahushua is gonna be telling you in that day. Read that part again.
This is Luke chapter 6 and verse 46. And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say?
Yeah, man. Like, oh man, Yahushua, I thought, you know, I was doing this. We were casting devils out in your name. But I thought, you know, but Yahushua's gonna be like, man, like, I know you not. You do what is he say?
You doers of iniquity.
Iniquity? Yeah, that's right.
Depart from me.
Oh yeah, depart from me, you doers of iniquity.
Right.
Right, that's right. Go ahead.
Verse 47. Whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like.
Yeah, man. So if you doing what you're supposed to be doing, if you have that faith, if you have that belief in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, then you're gonna be good. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 48. He is like a man which built an house and digged deep and laid the foundations on a rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock.
Hey, if I can add, what is that flood talking about, man? Right. It's talking about those times of trouble that's come, man. The scriptures say that the enemy is going to come in like a flood.
Right.
It's talking about that time where we coming into Jacob's trouble. It's important that you put this work in now so you can be built up, man.
Right.
You know?
What is that house? That house is the house of David, man. You know what I'm saying? That solid foundation, man. This truth, this gospel, man. This good news.
I got something.
Which is bad news for somebody else.
This 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 13. Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. Amen. So like the brother was talking about, man, the day is come where every day, the Heavenly Father is going to declare our works, man. And he going, the days that's coming, the troubles that's coming, man, it's going to show whether we've been constantly building and doing what we're supposed to, or we've been half-ass bullshit, man.
Right.
Because if you bullshit, you have building a house, man, it may stand a little bit of wind, but when that gust kick up to 100 miles per hour wind, that house gonna topple, man. You know? Right.
Yeah, that's right. Is there more on that?
Yes, one more verse. Going into the other. Back in Luke chapter 6 and verse 49. But he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built an house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great.
Yeah.
Like what the brother just said.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of these other camps are built upon. Their house is built upon sand, dirt,
Tin.
Yeah.
Your roof is made out of tin and sun.
So eventually, when those times do come, and their spirit is tested, they're gonna that foundation it ain't stable enough to where it's gonna keep them up.
Right.
You know, you can get that one. Start at the top. I think there's start at the top.
All right, this 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and all hypocrisies and envies and all evil speaking, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. For so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious.
All right, so when you come into this thing, you're supposed to lay aside all those things, man. All those, of course, we in the flesh, you know, so we're not going to be perfect, but being in this word, in this truth, under Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, we are made perfect. You know, that's why Scripture says that our righteousness is as filthy rags. You know, so as long as we do our best and desire the sincere milk, which is His word, you know what I'm saying, to renew your mind as a newborn baby, meaning forgetting everything that you were taught in the world and how to move around and what to eat, what to think, and how pretty much everything that you were taught from when you were born all the way until you come into this truth. You're supposed to forget all those things, and as a newborn baby, be brought back into this word. You know. Go ahead, keep going. The point is somewhere down there.
All right, verse 5, it says, ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Yahweh Shalom Mashiach.
Yeah, man. So we're that spiritual temple, man. You know, we're building on top of that house, and it goes into that. It's gonna say, you know, it talks about how Yahweh, being that elect chief cornerstone, you know, he was set as that founding stone, and we're supposed to build on top of that stone. You know, go ahead.
Verse 6, wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious. He that believeth on him shall not be confounded.
Right, man. So that elect chief cornerstone is talking about Yahushua. And then what does it say? That if whoever believes in that stone, that cornerstone, shall not be confounded. Right? So if we believe that Yahushua is that foundation to what we're supposed to build upon, then we're gonna be good. Even, you know, we building the house, like Brother Banayah said, man, we building that house on top of that. So when the flood comes and when Esau starts really ramping things up to where it's really good, like right now it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? But Esau's he's gonna take it from 0 to 100 real quick. Man. So when those times come, our spiritual house is gonna be standing no matter what he tries to do to us.
Right.
You know?
Okay, yeah, verse 7. Unto you, therefore, which believe he is precious, but unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner. A stone, verse 8, a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed.
Yeah, man. So there are people out there who are offended in what we teach. You know what I'm saying? It might be a stumbling block on certain things. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of things. You know, maybe this brother, or not this brother, but you know, GMS teaches certain things. Like for example, the whole rape thing. It was a stumbling block for a lot of y'all. Yep. And a lot of y'all fell off because of that. Even at something like back in a few years ago with
Flat Earth stuff.
Yeah, with the flat Earth too. You know, and then when you had Apostle Rakal with the jacket.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people were tripping on that. And I was like, man, what's the big, you know, like, but at the end of the day, man, certain things become stumbling blocks. But I mean, shit, like that's the spirit of the Lord, man. Either you believe it or you don't.
But Yahweh made look. When you build a building, man, every building you see run, you got a cornerstone, man, on how the masons build, going down east side or build up, whatever, right? So the Most High gave you the cornerstone on how to build, which is Yahweh Shah, man. Right. Hey, check this out. It said the cornerstone, an important quality or feature on which a particular thing depends on an important quality or feature on which a particular thing depends or is based. So if you're not based on Yahweh Shai, then you don't have no foundation to build. That's why Scripture also said right here real quick, Luke 14:28, For which of you intended to build a tower? Sitteth not down first and counting the cost, whether ye have sufficient to finish it. So you have to count the cost on building anything. How much the material will cost? You got to dig for the land. You got to get the material. How long it's going to take? You got to pay the workers. You got to, first of all, the permits, the blueprints. You got to get all of that. You got to go to your chief architect to look at the blueprints on where to put the pipes in the ground for the building to be erected. So Yahweh Shai is that cornerstone on which you build, man. But a lot of you guys was on that foundation, but you went some other way and built your own foundation. That's why you got to finish it and you left the word, man. And if that's going to be to your destruction, go ahead.
If I can add real quick to what the priest is saying too, with Yahweh Shai being that cornerstone, man, and like he went into the purpose of a cornerstone, man, is to bring in a building is to bring two separated walls together, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is exactly what Yahweh Shai is doing. He's bringing a separated kingdom, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, back together as one kingdom, man. You're not going to go some other way, man. It's going to go through Yahweh Shai, man. And if I can make another point, the brother said whereunto it was appointed. So those, as the priest Yaquab mentioned, there's some that were offended, man, which you were appointed to be offended, man. That word appointed means set. So you were set to be offended, man. That's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Wow. You know?
I think there's more on that. You got a preset?
Oh, no.
Real quick. Psalms 147 and 2. Oh, yeah. Psalms 147 and 2. The Lord doth build up Jerusalem. He gathereth together the outcasts of Israel.
Oh, man. So the Lord, yeah, like the brother, that's exactly what the brother's saying, man. Yeah. The Lord's gathering both northern and southern kingdom and making them as one host, a spiritual temple, man.
He's building them up by using his men.
Yeah, you know, that's why when we have brought out, talking about how if you believe not in that chief cornerstone, then you are going to be confounded. Roughly paraphrasing.
That's right.
You know, you got that in Ephesians?
I got it.
Oh, you got it.
No, you got to finish that. You got it.
Okay, go ahead, keep going on that one. And then we'll get that one.
All right, verse 8. And a stone of stumbling, a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth his praise of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Okay, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness unto his marvelous light.
Yeah, man, and that's what the elect are doing, man. We've come out of that darkness, that valley of the shadow of death, and we're building that temple, man. You know, hey, just like you had that time during the time of Cyrus, I think it's in First Ezra's. I think like the first few chapters, it talks about how Cyrus allowed us to build the temple. You know what I'm saying? And we were, you know, that's just I'm just saying, I'm just giving an example. But today we're building that spiritual temple. You know what I'm saying? We're out here as that beacon of light, shining forth to all the nations. You know, that's why the scriptures say that if a man doesn't hide the light, a candlestick under a bushel, you know, to hide it, but you know, to show it. You know, so we're that beacon of light out here, man. A hope to our people. You know, that's the reason why we are here too. You know, mainly we only care about the elect.
That's it.
You know, and the 1/3 and the 2/3 they can die for all we care.
That's right.
Because whatever the Lord wants, that's what I want, man. If He wants to destroy the 2/3, then go ahead, let Him. You know, it's His will at the end of the day. You know, but the Lord has set us up to come out here and start that building of that temple, man.
Amen.
Is there more on that? Okay, can you get that?
Can I bring that out in Amos real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Amos chapter 9 and verse 11, going into that temple, into that spiritual temple. Amos 9:11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I was raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. You know, and that's what's happening right now, man. That spiritual temple, that house of David, you know, the house of David is being rebuilt, man. It's not an actual physical temple, a physical building like these heathen and the unlearned think, man. They talking about erecting a third temple in the land over there, man. World War III, we're at the cusp of World War III, so that if they were to build a third temple, it's going to get destroyed, man.
Thrown down
it's going to be thrown down, exactly. So that's not the temple that the Lord is speaking of. We just read it in 1 Peter 2 and 5, man. It's a spiritual temple, man, a spiritual house. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to bring that out because the most point.
You know how you see Issachar in the corner like at 5, 6 in the morning, and the guy put up in the truck and he go and pick out workers. So Yahweh using Yahweh Shai to pick out workers,
right,
laborers. Can we read that again,
huh? This is Amos chapter 9 and verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
So in order to build something, you gotta go high. You gotta hire laborers, man. So the Most High used His Son to hire laborers to go out to build up the spiritual tabernacle of King David, to bring the breaches back, meaning the northern and southern tribes, back to Him, man.
Right.
But this time, only the elect is going to be deemed to be saved about the destruction that's coming, man.
And well, I was going to add to the brother's point, because the scriptures say, you know, just like the brother's going into, you need them laborers. The scriptures say the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. You know, so hey, we which those laborers are representative of these men you see on the highways and byways throughout the four corners of the earth, man. We're those laborers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Got a quick one. This is John 15 and 16. It says, "Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain. That whatsoever you shall ask of the Father in my name, He may give it to you, man." So the Lord Yahweh Shai, He chose. We didn't choose Him as, and that cuts the whole. Like, I have accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. Like that, hey, He ain't.
Right.
Who are you to allow Him to come into your life,
Right.
to save you? It's up to Him, man. He's the one that chooses.
Man.
So like the brother said, man, you know, Yahweh Shai chose us as those men to rise up and to build that foundation.
Excuse me.
Right.
Can one of y'all help me?
Very good.
Oh,
So let me get this real quick. Isaiah 51 and 1. Hearken to me, ye that follow after righteousness, ye that seek the Lord. Look unto the rock whence ye are hewn, and to the hole of the pit whence ye are digged. Now, if you go to that word hewn, I can't look it up on this one. It means to cut. So the Most High has called, the carpenters out. So in other words, the men out here teaching the true doctrine was cut from a different cloth. You see what I'm saying? To be separated from the world, to go out to build up the King David temple through the Spirit, and to call back the elect of His people, man. So we was cut from a different cloth than the rest of the world. The rest of the world, the Most High didn't call these men to go out on the highways and byways to bid to them to come back to Him, man. So the Most High had cut a particular group out of the main group to go out and to build up His people, man, to bring Jerusalem back to Him, man.
I got one to follow up that what you just brought out. What was that, John 15 and 16? I got one to follow it up because the brother mentioned that you can't choose. The Lord has to choose. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. The Most High Yahweh has to draw you in order for you to be chosen. This is John chapter 6 and verse 44. No man can come to me, and this is in red letters. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. No man can come to me except the Father which hath sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. You know, so that's what you're seeing, those drawn men. We've been drawn to this thing, you know, by way of Yahweh Shai. And us coming out and teaching this word, man, is going to draw those who the Most High Yahweh chose, man, from the foundation of the earth, man, to receive this in the last days, man, which we're in.
Because their word draw is Greek, meaning hell, meaning to draw from within, man. So the words of Yahweh Shai is already in us. The apostles and the men to pull that edification or that education out of us, man. Because we once knew this, man.
Right, and it goes to that in what, 1 Peter 3?
Right.
I believe it's 1st or 2nd Peter, the 3rd chapter in verse 1, man, where the apostle goes into how he's stirring up our pure minds by way of remembrance, man, like the priest said. It's within us being drawn out.
Get that in,
24, right?
yeah.
Proverbs 24.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh, you still got the Ephesians 2 and 20?
Huh.
Get that one. Yeah.
Con, this is Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 20. And are built up, Salakia, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahushua HaMashiach himself being the chief cornerstone.
Yeah, man. So hey, so like Yahushua being that main part of that building, through the Spirit, he set up our apostles and set up our elders on down to where now we have we got a spiritual temple that's almost done. Really, we almost done building, man.
Right.
You know, this been going on since the 60s, man.
Right. Right.
You know, and the apostles have been 30 plus years strong too. You know, so that's a long time of building, man. Imagine how huge a building like these only take like a couple of years, maybe a year or two to build nowadays, maybe less. You know, with these tech that he's got, but we've been building this spiritual temple for so long to where now it's grown into something huge. You see how many brothers are out there, you know, different nations. You see them. We hiring new workers recently too.
Yep.
You know, in different parts of the world. What's that one brother that it was kind of that? Damn, where was it? It was like kind of like in Korea.
There was one in Japan.
Like
One just
Japan.
came out in Japan.
Yeah,
Right.
Japan. You know, so hey, you see Israel waking up, man.
Right.
The elect are being called and brought out of that darkness. Okay.
And if I can add, the scriptures say you shall know them by their fruit, man. You know what I'm saying? So when you look throughout the four corners of the earth, man, you see those fruits of the labors of those men, man. But you know, beginning to start with Apostle Tahar, man, you see those fruits, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to see who the true leaders of the nation of Israel are in these times, man. They ain't had to get on no planes and go to these various countries and do this, man. You know, they've been preaching the word, and once they got on the internet, hey, you know, the what is it called? The unicorn, kind of water. Hey, man, this thing has taken off like wildfire, man. You know. So, was that it? Is that all you wanted on that?
Is there more on that? That was pretty much the point.
Okay, come on.
Proverbs 15 and 24. It says the way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath.
Yeah, man, the way of the wise is so I can read that part again.
Verse
God damn.
24. It says the way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath.
Yeah, the way of life is above to the wise, man. So if you choosing the way of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, choosing to put everything down and then come and to build on this firm foundation, then you're going to depart from hell beneath. Meaning from this world, man, from this death, from death itself. You know, like that like it says in 1 Corinthians 15 chapter, man. You're gonna tell death, like, where is thou sting? Where is thy sting? We want to get there. That's why we out here building this spiritual temple, man. We could be doing anything else. We could be doing anything else on a Friday night. You know, you can see out. You can look over there. There's people out there at bars. People still going to clubs, eating out, chilling, enjoying themselves, eating and drinking. They out there. The world still eating and drinking, man. But like the brother that brought out in Genesis, Noah, the Lord put that fear on Noah to start building that ark, which is the same thing we're doing, man. And that's what exactly it is. The same, you know, like the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. There's nothing new under the sun. I mean, the 1st chapter. You know what I'm saying? So we out here like Noah. The Most High put that spirit on us, put that fear to come out here and build. And we telling them, hey, man, the rain's coming. You know, hey, the Lord about to destroy this place. Hey, grab a hammer, man. Help me build this. Help me build this. Help us build this ark. So that we'll be good in that day. You know. Is there more? That was it on that, I think. You got something?
I got one, bro.
You got one?
Con, this is going into that cornerstone, that foundation. This is Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 16. Therefore, thus said Yahweh Bashem outside power, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste.
Can you read that part again?
Con, this is Isaiah chapter 28 verse 16. Therefore, thus said Yahweh Bashem outside power, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste.
Yeah, man. He that believeth shall not make haste, man. The more Most High set up that important part of that structure, man. And we need it. You can't. I mean, without it, the whole building will fall.
Yeah.
You know, and that foundation too, man. That foundation is very important.
Right.
You know, hey, when you see people build new construction where there's nothing but dirt, what do, man? They dig under the ground. They put about, depending on how big the building is, you know, maybe like 6 feet of stone, you know, maybe more, you know, depending on how big and how tall the building's going to be. You know what I'm saying? And they set it, and that's called a slab. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So that slab, they use it as that foundation, so they can build on it to where it won't fall. And and they're gonna make sure. And if Esau making sure that his shit is good, how much more is the Lord's foundation, man?
Right.
You know, yep. That's why it says whoever believeth in me, the one that we have brought out earlier, whoever believes in that chief cornerstone shall not be confounded.
Right.
So if you have faith in Yahweh Shai that He is our only way out of here, our only Savior, because it really we can go into that in back in Ephesians 2 and 20 and read up, because you know with Yahweh Shai he was the main reason we were even brought back into this thing. He made that sacrifice, shed his blood, like the brother has said, man. The building of the temple also represents the northern and southern kingdom coming back together. Meaning, like it says in Ephesians 2, it said, you know, Yahweh Shai had destroyed that middle wall of partition between us and the Lord. So now, think about it like this: Yahweh Shai was pretty much the one that pulled the permit for us to be allowed to build,
right,
and to work.
Right.
You know, it's like, hey, you know what? What do I gotta do? You know, how much I gotta pay? Okay, here you go. Okay, this is permit. All right, cool. Good to go. You know, that's how it works with new construction.
And that's why the scriptures say you were bought with a price, man. Like the brother said, you know what I'm saying? Goes right into that, man.